Hello, everyone. Just to make sure, if you can hear me, just type hi or type hashtag live. And those who are going to be watching this in replay, type hashtag replay. But right now, those who are watching this, I just want you to type hi so I can make sure that uh, there are no issues with sounds or anything. I just need maybe a few more seconds before I invite my guest. And once again, uh, today I'm excited about my guest too. And like always, I bring amazing guests. I mean, these are the guests who have, in one way or the other, have inspired me. So I'm really excited for our guest tonight. And once again, if you can hear me, just type hi or type hashtag live. Just few more settings that I need to make. So yeah, once again, we are here with an exciting episode of Tuesday Treat. So we have a few people watching this. So if you can quickly type hi, so I can make sure that you are listening and we don't have any sound problem. So I'll immediately invite my guest in. Well, today is our episode 13 of Tuesday Treat, and the guest I have is somebody who is actually helping mission driven entrepreneurs, even coaches, and he gives them a financial roadmap and money skills they need to win in business. And I love their tagline, which is make more, live more, and give more. And let me just add my guest to the stream. Just give me a second and introduce them. Please welcome my amazing guest tonight, Phil McGilvray. Hey, Phil, can you hear me?
Hi, Adil. Yes, mate, I can. How you going?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Thank you, mate. Very good. A reasonable hour of the day than what you are at the moment.
Yeah, but thank you so much for taking time out. I know it's quite early over there. And also, I know you've been quite busy. So I really appreciate you taking time out and joining us today.
Oh no, thank you for the opportunity, mate. I always love sharing with amazing coaches and entrepreneurs. So yeah, thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah. Well, this is something that probably I even haven't shared with you, but it's like I mean, we've been friends online for quite some time, and I mean, I am part of your community, and you have inspired me in so many ways that I'm not even sure that you know. I mean, one thing which is totally not connected with this is, I mean, I think probably on New Year's Eve or on the New Year, you shared a post about you running, doing the running for the whole year and everything. And I
Yep.
don't know, it was like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. in the morning, and I was sitting doing some work. And I don't know what inspired me, but it's like as soon as it was 6 in the morning, I just left my home and I went to the park that is just behind my home. But I was like, for 3 years, I was just procrastinating and not doing stuff. So I
Yep.
just went there and I thought, that, hey, man, I think this was the sign I was looking for, and let's just jump right in. That was the
Yeah.
theme that immediately came. That, I mean, enough of thinking too much and analyzing stuff, just start taking
Yeah.
action. So I
Yeah.
just called that, let's jump right in. And I started doing that. And I remember walking half kilometer was such a challenge for me. And I
Right.
think I'm now at day number 75 or 80, and I'm like doing 5 kilometers now. And out of that, two and a
Wow.
half kilometers is running. I'm running 2.5 kilometers and
Well
walking
done,
two and a
mate.
half kilometers. So
Yeah, that is brilliant.
so I really want to. I always wanted to give this shout out to you. So thank you so much
Yeah.
for that.
Oh, mate, I'm
So
so
well,
pleased. Keep you accountable for it. Go the whole year, mate. Do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's something now I feel like it's such an ingrained habit that
Yeah,
if someday I haven't done that, I feel like my day is not finished. So I have even gone and done that. I mean, in the afternoon when it's like,
yeah,
I mean, where I am, it's extremely hot. Like the temperature is, if we talk about in Fahrenheit, it's 80 or 90s, and I was
yeah,
like running in that temperature, but
yeah.
I was doing that. So I think this is something now a very important part of my daily routine too. So, well, back to the show. So, well,
Yeah,
this
mate.
is
So good
about
to hear that. So good to hear that.
yeah.
Well
So,
done.
so yeah. Thank you so much. Well, so this show is all about asking experts who are
Hmm.
providing their services to coaches. So,
Yeah.
I have a pretty straightforward format where I ask three questions. So, let me
Yep.
just jump right into my first question, which is, can you tell us a bit about yourself, that who you are and what you do?
Absolutely. Um, I am a financial coach and virtual CFO or consultant. So I actually work with entrepreneurs to help them build the financial stability, or firstly to give them a roadmap, to give them a plan for how do I actually build a profitable business. Now, you and I will both know that so many entrepreneurs, we get into the entrepreneurial world with this mindset of the freedom that it's going to give us, the ability to do what we love, and to be able to live life on our own terms. And that's why we become entrepreneurs and coaches and so on. And but the reality is very, very different to that. And I know that many coaches get themselves to a point where it's like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm earning about $2 an hour doing what I'm doing, and we're not very good at actually paying ourselves or charging what we're worth. And we're the last ones, in fact, to get paid. We put all this money into our business to try and make it work and so on. So what I do is I come in and I help coaches firstly have a plan, like a financial plan or a roadmap for their business that I've been using for 20 years to help, as I said, business owners, entrepreneurs create profitable businesses. And it's not just about creating consistent profit. It's also about, well, once I've got that profit, how do I use that profit to then grow and scale my business sustainably, but also how do I use it to create the lifestyle, the freedom, and the impact that I really want. So it's about being purposeful with our money. And most people were never really taught how to manage money. Their parents didn't teach them these skills. And so when it comes to entrepreneurship and having our own business, it's just like, oh, it's a whole nother level of how do I do this. So I basically give the skills and the roadmap and the support to be profitable, and then to create the life that you really want out of that, so that you can impact as many people as possible.
Wow, that's amazing. And I think that, I mean, you briefly shared about, I mean, how you provide these services to the coaches. So I would really want to, I mean, understand how what you do actually benefit the coaches. I mean, something about, I mean, how they can implement these strategies or these frameworks that you will teach them. Do you have any examples that you can share with us or something like that?
Yeah, look, 100%. I've been doing what I do for almost 25 years now, and I've worked with people that are just starting out in their entrepreneurial journey and their coaching journey, and I've worked with 7 and 8 figure businesses to help them streamline and get things working. And it's interesting, the same blueprint works for everyone. You might just jump into it at a different point in time. So I'll give you 2 examples. Right now, I'm working with a coach. She's still in full-time, in a full-time job, but she's got this amazing program helping parents with kids with autism, that it is proven to work. It's amazing the impact that she has. But for her to go from her full-time job, which pays her quite well, into actually doing this full time, which she really needs to do to have the impact she wants, is a big leap financially. So right now, what we're doing is we're helping her firstly streamline her expenses, so that she can maximize her surplus every single month. We're building a freedom fund for her on the side so that she can, safely take that leap from her full-time job into her business full time. And what we're doing is we're also streamlining her business expenses. So we're looking at, okay, what are the expenses that we really need in the business, what are the expenses we don't need in the business? And it allows us, when we can see quite clearly, well, what is it that she needs to fill the hole in her household budget if she stops working full time? And what is it she needs to maintain or to run her business as well? So we can clearly see, we can bring that back to a really clear number going, okay, we need to have this much in the bank, and we also need the business to sort of be starting to tick over and have a trajectory in the right direction. And so the problem with finances for most people is that they're it's all in their heads, and they've got these sort of numbers going around, but they really don't know where they stand financially or what they've got to do to make that transition. So the great thing about finance is when you know how, you can actually make really objective decisions. It's not guesswork, it's not hoping and wishful thinking. It's actually a proven formula for, this is the position I need to be in so that I can take that leap safely. So that's one end of the spectrum. And then at the other end of the spectrum, I'm working with a guy at the moment that he's a very, very well-known entrepreneur who he has months where he earns, $200,000, $300,000, and yet he has nothing to show for it, because as so many people do when they're aiming to be a seven-figure entrepreneur or seven-figure coach, is that they start building systems and processes, and they build a team, and they have put all this money into Facebook ads or Google ads or whatever it might be. And what happens is, as their revenue grows, so does their expenses. So they get to the point where they've created this massive business that is creating the revenue, but there's no profit in it. And so what I do is I go into their business with them. I look at where they're spending their money. I look at how their bank accounts, how they're structuring their bank accounts and the flow of money. And we then at that point can streamline everything so that they can start turning way more of their revenue into profit, so that they can start to live the life that they really want. And that, that the hard thing for these people is everyone looks at them thinking, well, you must be very successful. And from a revenue perspective, they are, but from a, they're only just holding it all together financially, so they feel like failures. So once we give them a system and a process to manage their finances, then all of a sudden they can just take off. They can really fly, which is so exciting, because now they've got the profits to do the things that they really want to do, and it's not as stressful for them. So that's sort of two extremes, and then everything in between, if that makes sense, mate.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I think what really stood out is, I think it's very important, in something which is often missing, is having that financial discipline. I mean, you talked about having those expenses, being planned, and have strategy to make sure, even, whatever your business plan is, how you are managing your finances and your money to make sure that you achieve that. So this is something, rightly you put it in these two examples, that even if you are somebody who's just starting out at a stage where you are maybe thinking about going full time, or even if it's like you are making seven figures, but it's very important that how are you managing, and how disciplined are you in managing your finances, because very rightly put that you can be earning a lot of revenue, but at the end of the day you're not having any profits that you can take home. So it's very important. And something for our audience, like you said, you've been working for more than 2 decades now. So
Yeah.
is it like, you're open, you provide your services regardless of boundaries? Are you a global business? Who can you talk specifically about, a bit of, where you are working, and who your ideal client is?
Yeah, of course. I work with clients all over the world. I think I shared the other day. At the moment, I've got clients in 17 different countries, and it's exciting.
Wow.
It's very exciting to be doing that. And as I said to you, my ideal client is someone that recognizes that they don't just want to chase vanity numbers. So it's not just about going, hey, I want to be a six-figure entrepreneur or a seven-figure entrepreneur. It's actually going, well, okay, that's revenue, but what is the sort of life that you actually want to live? What does your ideal life look like? As a coach, how many hours do you want to work? Where do you want to work? It's also, being very, very clear on what your goals are, so that we can put a number to it. Financially, we can be very purposeful about the way we manage your money, so that you can make those goals a reality. So it's about being profitable, not just headline successful. So I think people that recognize that they need some help with their finances, they don't know where to start, but they're open to learning. They're not held back unnecessarily by fears that they're going to be judged or embarrassed or anything like that, because no one taught us how to manage money, so there should be no fear, there should be no shame, there should be no embarrassment with it, but just coming forward and saying, hey, this is something that I'm really, really keen to get right. I'm keen to actually treat my business like a business. I don't want it to be a hobby anymore. I want it to be something successful, so that I can start providing for my family. I can build the kind of future that I've always dreamed of, and I want to get serious about my finances. And so that's what I that would be my ideal client. I don't mind if you're starting up, or whether you're a seven-figure earner. I can tell you both ends of that spectrum, and everything in between will get a huge amount out of working with me, because I've seen it all. I've worked with literally thousands of people over the last 20 years, and what I do works. So it's a matter of, I always have three rules for my clients to deal. First one is, you come along and you do exactly what I tell you to do. And I know that sounds a bit bossy, but after nearly 25 years of doing what I do, I know what works, I know what doesn't, and I've got like hundreds of testimonials to prove it. The second thing is that they've got to be able to commit to it for at least 6 to 12 months, to the process of actually making it work, because it just takes time to learn it, undo bad habits, create good systems, learn those systems, and like you're running, make them a habit for life. And then the third thing is, you've got to be willing to ask questions whenever you're stuck with anything, because if we can deal with it at the time it's a problem, we get over it, we keep the momentum going, and everything goes on. So that's pretty much it, mate. If you're a coach that fits, if you believe that fits you, certainly contact me, because I am so passionate about what I do.
Yeah, and those who are watching, I can truly vouch for that. And for that, I would highly recommend that you can reach out to Phil. He'll be available in this thread that is where we are streaming live. So you can reach out to him. He has an amazing community. Do follow him over there, and you can see what he talks about not only makes sense, but is the real stuff. It's something that you really need. And these are so practical and actionable steps that I think even when listening to that, you really understand that it's something that you always wanted to hear and know about. So yeah, thank you so much, Phil, for sharing that. And now moving
Thank
on to my favorite part of this show, where we ask the final question, and it's like we are not following tradition. We are not giving any gift or treat to our guest. Instead, we ask them to bring us and our audience some treat. So Phil, do you have any treat for us?
Of course I do. Look, an ebook that I put together not so long ago, actually, which is the five. I'm reading it off here, so I always get the wording wrong. It's the five simple things every entrepreneur or coach can do to master their finances and increase their profitability. And so what I've done here is, in this book, um, I've pulled out the really core principles that I know that are most practical. The sort of practical things that we can do. It's not hard. It's none of it's intellectually difficult. Not even really all that time consuming. But the practical things that every entrepreneur can and should do to really take control of their finances and increase their profitability. So yeah, I will make sure that link is available in the thread here. I haven't got a landing page set up for it, so it'll probably just be a Google link for you to download it. I'll work that out and send it, and I'll make sure it's in there. So yeah, guys, please grab it, have a look at that. If you've got any questions, my contact details are on there. Please don't hesitate to reach out. Or as Adil said, ask in the comment section below here, because I'm more than happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, I think that would be great. And not only that, Phil, do share your contact details, that how they can reach out to you, and also the book link, this ebook link.
Sure.
You can
Yeah.
share this in the Facebook thread that we are where we are streaming live. So our audience can download it, or whatever the link is, they can go there and have it. So Yeah, I think that would be great. And this will be, I mean, these principles, I think these will help you understand more about the work that Phil is doing. So I think this can be an easy way to understand his work and reach out to him with more questions. So, Phil, any parting thoughts?
No, guys, look, finances are really key. The difference between, look, 2 out of 10 entrepreneurs ultimately succeed. One of those two thrive and the rest fail. Okay, so ultimately, we all know the stats. 8 out of 10 entrepreneurs ultimately fail. The number one reason they fail is that they don't have an offer that people want. Okay, so we need to get that right first. And certainly, before you look at jumping into your entrepreneurial journey and your coaching, just make sure that you've proven your offer before you do that. But the second reason people fail is they run out of cash. Their cash flow dries up and they never get to profitability. So if you want to be the 2 out of 10 that succeed, and then the one out of those two that actually thrives, you need to make your finance a priority. You need to treat your business like a business. You cannot out earn an unhealthy business. And so, as I said, I have literally worked with 8-figure earners that have nothing to show for it. They're basically on the edge of bankruptcy because their expenses are greater or very close to their income. You need to get this right. This is a foundation of a successful business. So, yeah, please make sure that this is a priority for you. And I am more than happy to help you with that. But even if you don't come to me, just make sure you're making your expenses. Oh, so understanding your expenses and making your finances a priority.
Well, thank you so much, Phil. Thank you so much for your time and sharing these amazing insights. And I really ask my audience just to make sure that you grab this ebook, you reach out to Phil and ask him. He's always very helpful. He answers your questions. He has an amazing community. Phil, do share the link of your group as well. I think people do need to join there, right? So yeah.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And look, they'll see you in there very soon. And I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about this, but I do have a workshop coming up that is literally just $1 to participate. It's $97 if you enjoy it. So $1 up front. And for entrepreneurs and coaches out there, if you're serious about having a successful business, come along, have a look. You get to choose at the end whether or not you're going to pay the $97. If you think it looks rubbish, then you don't have to pay it. But if you get value out of it, you pay. But for the 2 to 3 hours of what I'm going to teach, it is so worth your while jumping in there. It's so worth your while.
That's amazing. I think for this, I can reach out to you again. I've recently started another series, and I think that fits in over there. So I would
Yep.
definitely be talking to you about that.
All
So,
right, buddy.
and for those who are watching, thank you very much for tuning in. And for those who will watch this on replay, do make sure that you reach out to Phil. And don't forget, we'll be back next week, and we have another amazing guest, an expert. And I think this is something most trainers and coaches who do workshop, their service is very relevant to that. So don't forget to join us next week. Till then, bye bye. Have a nice evening.
See ya.